Hey guys, so I'm going to walk you through how to write your thesis statement for your research paper. So the first step is to go into your outline. This is my sample outline. And you may also want to open this sample outline because it has the formula you can use in it as well. So when we write a thesis statement, we need to think about all of the things we're going to talk about in our paper. But of course, we never want to say, in this paper, I'm going to talk about blank, blank, and blank. So we know that we're talking about a controversial topic. We know that we're talking about the two sides of the argument, people who are for that controversial process or thing and people who are against it. And later on in our essay, we're going to talk about who has a stronger argument and why it's stronger. And finally, what you're going to do is make a suggestion as to what should happen. So if you look at the bottom of my sample intro, there's also some more information in here, some background information that you'll fill in after writing your thesis. If you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see this sample thesis highlighted. Okay. So you want to talk about both sides of the argument, well, blank and blank side of topic. Okay. So for me, this is supporters and opponents are the two sides. And extending the school year is my issue, my controversial topic. Okay, so while both supporters and opponents of extending the school year present good arguments, you want to describe those arguments in some way. You need to talk about who has the better argument. Okay, so you will mention the side with the better argument and say what makes it better. Is it best supported? Is it superior? Is it more valid? Is it just stronger? Period. And therefore, you're going to fill in that blank with what should happen. So in my paper, the supporters of extended school year have a better argument. So my thesis says, while both supporters and opponents of extending the school year present valid arguments, supporters have a superior argument, and therefore the United States should expand the amount of time all of its students spend in school. So you need to write a thesis statement like this for yourself. What I would suggest is that you copy this formula right here, paste it into your paper, and then replace everything that's underlined with examples from your paper. Okay, so while supporters and opponents of limiting access to abortion, while supporters and opponents of cloning technology, while supporters and opponents of interracial adoption, whatever your topic is, have valid arguments. Tell me which side is better and what should happen because of that. And that's your thesis statement. Once you've written that thesis, go back to the top of your intro, and you'll notice that you have to have a hook. Okay, so your hook should not be a question. It should be a fact. It should be a quote from one of your sources that is interesting, but that doesn't support one side or the other. So it's not going to be a statistic that will automatically shut people down against your topic, not one that will get them on any certain side, just an interesting fact about whatever it is. And then you have to answer a couple more questions to get yourself to that thesis. So what is the issue? If you need to define it, if it's something complicated, define it in your background information. Who cares about the issue? So who is affected by this? Obviously, my issue, it affects teachers, students, parents, communities, lawmakers, because they're all involved in public schooling. Where is the issue prevalent? I'm obviously only talking about the United States, but where does your issue apply? And then why is this issue important? So I have my sample intro here. You'll notice I'm still quoting things. I'm still citing things throughout. Okay, and you may just want to start drafting your rough draft at this point to turn that into a paragraph. But once this thesis and the intro are laid out, you are ready to move on to your rough draft. So turn in that outline. Once you've got your supporting paragraphs, once this thesis is written, turn in your outline, and I will give you feedback.